In these unique, challenging, and interesting times, artists and performers across Central Florida are creating special ways to connect with the world. They're sharing their gifts and inspiring us right from their living rooms. You're watching Live from Home on Vision TV. It's all starting in 3, 2, 1. I'm Renata Sago, your host. We all know that tourism is the bread and butter of Central Florida's economy. When the theme parks shut down in March, the tourism industry took a big hit, and artists who make their living performing for large crowds have had a difficult time because of it. Enter Meka King. She's an established performer who has worked for nearly 2 decades at nearly every Central Florida theme park. I mean, we're talking Cirque du Soleil, SeaWorld, Disney. In July, her nonprofit Kingdom Ministries hosted a showcase featuring 50 performers to raise money for the arts community. Meka is also the force behind the latest conversations in our community about equity in the entertainment industry. Hey, Meka, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my goodness, it's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. So we absolutely have to start with this because you are a talented performer. You trained at Northwestern University, but it was in broadcast journalism. At what point did you determine that performance was the path that you wanted to take?
Well, I grew up in church and I grew up singing in the church choir, and it was something that I always loved to do, but I always just considered it a hobby, something that I did, as a pastime, something that was fun to do that I did with my friends. And I was that weird kid that when I got in trouble when I was younger, instead of grounding me from going out to, hang out with my friends at like the skating rink or whatever, I was grounded from church. So I couldn't go to church when I got in trouble because that's what I love to do. And that's where I always was. And I always loved singing. But I just never thought that it would be what I would do with my life. And by the time I was a junior in college, I had a girl group that we had put together. It was called Mahogany, and we sang all over Chicago, and we sang all across our campus. And at that point, I kind of knew that this was probably something that was a little bit more serious than a hobby. And I called home and I was like, "Hey, I want to change my major. I want to major in music." And my family was like, "Absolutely not. You're going to finish and get out of this expensive school, and you're going to come home and get a real job." So there went that dream for the time being.
But you actually got a real job. I mean, when we think about COVID and the news breaking in March, you were at your job singing on a cruise ship. You were finishing up a contract. What was going on in your mind when you first heard what was happening?
Honestly, I don't think any of us realized the gravity of the situation. Like, we were ending our contract. Everyone was really glad to be going home. We had been on this moving tin can for 7.5 months, and we were just ready to be home and ready to get back to what we thought was going to be normal life. So we knew about COVID, but like not I don't think we had like all the real details, and I still don't think anyone has all the real details. But at that time we really didn't know anything. We just thought that the only way you could get it is if you had come into contact with someone from China or you had been to China. Like, that's literally all we knew. And so, there was no real fear or anything. And when I got home and started watching the news and realizing, oh, this is really serious. Like, this is no joke. And I think I may have been home for less than a week before the nation went on lockdown.
Wow. So within the past couple of months, you have just become this sweeping force in the community. Your nonprofit Kingdom Ministries has raised about $2,000 for artists. You've hosted a showcase. You've hosted the Central Florida Advocacy Forum. What's really fascinating is that to viewers of what you've put together, you see these artists, they're performing, But these people, these are your friends, these are your family, these are colleagues that you've worked with for a long time. What is it that you specifically want viewers or tourists to know about artists who are going through the hardships in this moment?
Well, first of all, I want people to know that Central Florida is really a force to be reckoned with. We have some of the world's greatest talent here in our area. And I think that, a lot of that sometimes gets overshadowed by the theme parks. But we've got some really heavy hitter entertainers here in this area. And I think we need to acknowledge that. And I think we need to embrace that because what ends up happening is, people start their careers here and then they go off and, they move to other places, New York, Chicago, LA. And really, if we embrace what we have here, they won't have to do that because, there's such a wealth of talent here. And we need to find really creative and amazing ways to continue to cultivate that and to continue to display that. So that's one thing I want people to know. The second thing is that, of course, we're in this really difficult time, and our industry, for all intents and purposes, has been completely shut down. And so we can't do the things that we are used to doing. There's no real outlet for us to continue our work and to do it safely. So a lot of people are struggling, and our state has an unemployment system that is lacking at best. And so a lot of people are hurting. And that was my heart for putting together outreaches through Kingdom Ministries to reach out to artists and entertainers who were in need. And so we started on a small scale, just, when people reached out and they needed an electric bill paid, something that would help in their here and now to keep the lights on or keep groceries in the fridge.
Right.
We started with that. Kingdom Ministry started with that. And then after, the rise in, the Black Lives Matter movement in response to the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, it, sparked change and conversations and just was the catalyst for our nation holding the mirror up to itself and realizing that we have got a long way to go, that we have not come far enough, and that racism is still alive and well and real and plaguing our nation. And so with those conversations being had in the nation, it shone the light on almost every aspect of our country, every industry, every
Right.
venue, everything. And so the entertainment community was not missing from that. And it was not lost on me that while we have a really, really loving community here,
Mm-hmm.
we still operate under some of the same mentalities and structures and traditions um, and principles and practices that are systemic in nature and that have become institutionalized in nature that are built and founded on racism.
Right. So we're gonna talk a bit about that in depth in a few moments. One thing that you did in tackling the issues that you're bringing up now was you started with performance. You started with the performers themselves, sort of showcasing their artistry, showcasing their contributions to the industry itself. And that was through the showcase. So you talk about the talent that we have here. Cece Tennille, that's one person who you know very well. How did you come to know her?
Cece and I have known each other. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember for how long we've known each other. But we were artists kind of growing up in our artistry together here in this area. So she was performing at BB King's, and I would go out and support her, and then I was recording and doing conferences and ministry things, and she would come out and support me. And so we've just always been really supportive of each other's art. And I think she's incredible. She's such an incredible performer and such an incredible heart, and she has a heart for this community and does all that she can to make it better. So,
All right. Yes. So let's check out a clip from the showcase of her performing right now.
Mr. Chris Baptiste playing piano for you. You know the song. You ready, right? Come on. I heard he sang a good song. Let me hear you. I heard he had a style, yeah. And so I came to see him and listen for a while. That feels good, y'all. And there he was, this young boy, stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his fingers. Say it one time, come on. Singing my life with his words. Everybody, yeah. Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his song. Telling my whole life with his words. Killing me softly. Yeah, y'all. With his song. Oh, child. I felt all flushed with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. Oh, yeah. And I felt that he found my letter and read each one out loud. Hey, I prayed that he would finish, but what happened? But he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his fingers. Say it, y'all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Singing my life with his words. Now everybody say it. Yeah. Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his song. Telling my whole life with his words. Killing me softly. Ha, ha. With his song. The bridge. You can sing it. Come on. La 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 la. Oh la. Oh la 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 la. I feel like I gotta stand up right here. Ha 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 ha. La la. Come on. Strumming my pain with his fingers. Yes, he was singing my life with his words. Now everybody say 2 times, yeah. Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his song. Telling my whole life with his words. Killing me softly with his song. We gotta do the bridge one more time. One more time.
Hey, take them down. Come on.
La 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 la. Oh la. Oh la 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 la. Ha ha ha
up for my friend right here.
Oh my goodness, that is my song. So basically the showcase, you pulled together gospel artists, you had R&B performers, it was just a true range. And you transitioned from that showcase into the actual forum, which was this 3-part community-wide conversation. You brought together people from across the industry to talk about the unique challenges that Black artists face. Let me ask you specifically, because you are a part of this group, what are some of the obstacles that you've noted people face?
Well, I think, like I was saying earlier, a lot of the traditions and mentalities and the ways that we operate, they are rooted in what we know to be white supremacy, and we have had to assimilate to that rather than, being allowed to be our authentic selves. Like, we come into spaces and we have to code switch, we have to, play the game is what we call it. And, I wanted to raise awareness to that, to really just make our community aware of the things that we endure and we have faced that we've not been able to say anything about before, this Black Lives Matter movement gave us both the opportunity and the voice, because now people are listening. So, people have had situations where, they weren't given the same treatment. We shared stories. We had artists from every aspect of entertainment, TV, film, theme park, recording artists, every single part of entertainment that you can think of, we had artists represented and sharing their stories. And, the common thread is the disparity in treatment, either being talked down to, not being given the same respect, not being given the same pay, not being given the same opportunities, being sparse because, we're only considered for certain things if we're Black, and, being put in a box that, only if it looks like this and sounds like this can, we allow this to be, because that's what Black is to us. And so we want to dismantle all of that. And so that's what sparked the conversations, is that we want to, even in our loving community, we want to make people aware of the disparities and the things that are holding us back.
Well, it's really important that you've evoked several times throughout the showcase in interviews is that the artists here who make up the entertainment landscape, these are artists who, yes, they may be here, but you all are performing outside of Central Florida. Your reach is truly across this country and in some instances globally. We're gonna look at a few clips from some of these artists, your colleagues who've done work, on tour with Hamilton, I think you mentioned, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of people tour. DJ Young is on tour with Hamilton. CC Tanil tours the world. I've toured 6 of our 7 continents. Live Heart tours the UK. So we've got so many people that are far-reaching.
Okay, well, let's enjoy a few more clips from the amazing artists who were part of the showcase.
And this next artist, you guys, oh my goodness. This little guy is such a good friend of mine. We've been in shows together for a while, and you can see him currently touring. Well, pre-COVID. Oh, everything's pre-COVID, guys. He was touring in the Angelica tour of Hamilton the musical, and I'm so proud of him. I've watched him grow from a wee little lad into a wee little man. And I'm just so proud of him and all that he is accomplishing. And not only is he a great musical theater actor and singer, but he is an artist in his own right. He's got albums, and he's been nominated for many, many awards, and he just does the dang thing. So give it up, y'all, for my friend, DJ Young.
Some days I'm happy, some days I'm blue, some days I'm certain
Other days I'm confused. At times I see clearly. Other times I'm blind. There are times I wanna be found, and sometimes I hide. But all of these things fully complete me, so I even try to put me into your box. No, 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 no. Get me out of your box, yeah. Some days I'm lost. Some days I'm content. Some days I'm a sinner, but God ain't cool with me yet. Sometimes I feel low. Other times I'm high. There are times I know the way, and other times I need a guide. But all of these things fully complete me, so I even try to fit me into your box. No, 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 no. Get me out of your box, yeah. Don't fit me into your box. Why you even trying to put me into your box? Oh, oh, oh. I can only be me. Yeah, yeah. So I can only be me. No other way to be. So I can only be me. I can only be me. Oh, 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 oh. I can only be me. Don't try to put me into your box. No, 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 no. Get me out of your box. No, no, no limitations. No, 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 no way to be other than me. I can't find out, no, 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 no other way to be but be me. Yeah. I'm unboxable, so don't box me. I'm unboxable, so don't. You can't box me. Get your box.
Hurts me the most when I wake. I fumble and twist till the truth starts to click. There's so much space in this bed. These sheets go for miles. Dreams of your smile. I don't wanna be just a memory, and I don't wanna feel your wings break free. Because without you I'm lost in the breeze. I gotta be strong now. I gotta show you how. I'll love you like I never ever loved somebody. I'll give you things you didn't even know you wanted. Don't tell me that it's not enough. My time is up, you're over us. Cause I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. If you just let me. If you just let me. Just let me. Taste of your lips is still fresh, and the smell of your scent. How could I forget your words, how they cut me to shreds? But to tell you the truth, every piece is for you. I don't wanna be just a memory, and I don't wanna feel your wings break free. Because without you I'm lost in the breeze. I gotta be strong now. I gotta show you I'll love you like I never ever loved somebody. I'll give you things you didn't even know you wanted. Don't tell me that it's not enough. My time is up, you're over us. 'Cause I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. If you just let me. If you just let me. Just let me. Oh. I think I might do anything for you if you just just let me in, baby. Just let me.
Oh my goodness, Meka King, that was phenomenal. How can we follow your work?
Yes. And I feel like, and the reason I hesitated is because I'm literally all over the place right now. My website for my theater work is mekakinglive.com. That's MEKAKINGLIVE.com. And you can see all that I'm doing. Hopefully soon our industry will reopen and we will have the opportunity to hit the stage again. I'm definitely excited about that. I will be releasing more music in the upcoming months, and that'll be available along with the rest of my music on iTunes and Amazon and Google Play. So if you want to follow my music, you can go to all of those places. I think I'm also on like Spotify and Pandora and those sites as well. As for the Central Florida Entertainment Advocacy, we are developing a website right now, and we have a Facebook group where we are connecting leadership and workers and artists and entertainers in the industry to continue to further these conversations, to continue this work. And we want to get people the valuable resources that they need, funding, as well as whatever literature they need as allies to stay abreast to how to best be of service and be of help. Also for Black industry professionals, we want to just be able to collectively gather our resources and let them know that, hey, we are here and we are ready and we are valuable. So we are putting all of those things together now. And we want to continue, like I said, to further the dialogue, further the conversation now that hearts and minds are open. So we'll probably be having more casting forums where we speak with casting directors and really do the work in that area that needs to be done, where we talk about also board members of theaters and entertainment groups and how we can shift the optics from just all white boards to having diversified boards, and shift the narrative of really what diversity looks like and what it means, because it's not tokenism, it's not checking a box, it's really being inclusive of people who are of color. And so that we've got a lot on the horizon. Like, this is really so very new to me. I say new because I've always been a person who speaks out. I've always spoken out. I'm very passionate about what it is I believe, and I'm very passionate about justice. I've always been passionate about that. But this is new because I did not expect to lead this charge. But I was so impacted by the Broadway Advocacy Coalition and their efforts. And I knew that we could make an impact here in our centralized area, very specific to us. And so we're going to dig into that work, and we're going to just keep plowing until we literally change the face of this industry.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for sharing the work that you've created and the spaces that you've created.
Absolutely. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do so. And I'm just grateful that hearts are open now and that we can sit at the table and have these discussions.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. You can find more episodes on demand on YouTube at orangetvfl.net. Follow me as well at Renata Sago. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Let's talk more. Let's have more fun. And also, one more thing. We're looking for more talent. I know it's out there. All you have to do is submit your video to live@orangetvfl.net through Dropbox or WeTransfer, and we might use it on a future episode of Live from Home. Until next time, peace.